This video is brought to you by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each and every week to keep it tasteful, but discretion is advised.
Now, enjoy the show.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This week on the show, we're out here cruising up and down the Atlantic coast just off of Assateague Island aboard a private fishing boat out of Ocean City, Maryland. And what's on tap? Well, some December rockfish, and the bite is on.
Plus, we're rocking around the Christmas tree, but we're doing something a little different this year. See if we can lure in some critters for a holiday feast. And the holiday spirit is alive and bright when boaters set out for a holiday voyage on this local river.
Right now on Outdoors Delmarva.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. And now, here's Captain Willie.
Thanks for watching Outdoors Delmarva. I'm Captain Willie Dykes. We'll be checking in with my partner Mike Parker in just a few minutes. You know, it's just a couple of days till Christmas, and we wanted to make sure we wished everyone out there the happiest of holidays. Now, if you'll remember last week, we were talking about doing something a little different with our Christmas tree this year. We recently took a trip to see our friends at Landis Tree Farm in Harbison, Delaware, and they hooked us up with a nice Canaan fir. Now, instead of putting it up in the cabin like we normally do, we decided to put it up outside and give a little Christmas gift to the local wildlife. And we'll be telling you a little more later in the show. Well, Mike decided to get ready for Christmas recently by putting a little food on the holiday table. Where are you, Mike?
Well, I'm here aboard the Ecstasy, a private fishing boat based out of Ocean City, Maryland, along with some old fishing buddies that you've seen before here on the show and some new friends. And we're cruising right along the Atlantic coastline here, basically just off of Assateague Island, trolling back behind the boat, hoping to hook up some of these December rockfish. And when it comes to a trip like this, just a couple of days before Christmas, boy, we sure lucked out. Not only with the weather, but the bite is on too.
When it comes to seeking out stripers in December, it can be feast or famine. But if you can get past the cold winter temperatures, there's one thing that'll put any Delmarva angler in the holiday spirit. As this time of year, the open water belongs to the locals.
Yeah, we've been out the past several weeks. We've been out. We've done pretty well, catching them up here and there. But out here as late January, some years when temperature still stays nice, and so it's great to be out here this time of year. A lot of people can't do this. Only a handful of us.
Led by Captain PJ and mates Robert Remo and Chet Cernava, we quickly settle into an area along the coast of Assateague Island, where we'll be toggling between both Maryland and Virginia waters. And by law this time of year, sticking 3 miles or less from the beach when hooking up rockfish.
You're gonna get the belt, you're fine, get the belt, get the belt.
And if the first tug of the line is a gift from Santa himself, well then the crew of the Ecstasy have been good little boys. And it's time for the youngest angler, Lucas, to crank and pull.
Nice fish, Lucas. Good job.
As this nice rock becomes the newest passenger in the icebox, Lucas leads us in a new tradition. Because if you catch, you've got to sing.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle.
As the slow troll continues, the action remains steady, with each of the Ecstasy anglers taking a turn. Visions of sugar plums?
Yeah, that's my dad.
Better. How about a little jingle bell rockfish?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. How about that?
Silent night? Holy night? I'm not sure I know the rest right now.
And how about a rare discovery when Lucas pulls in his second fish? This fish has a tag, indicating a reward that we'll be sure to follow up on soon.
Maybe something.
Fish on!
Just like the holiday season itself, even great fishing trips have to come to an end. But with 7 keepers more than enough to fill the stockings, this half-day adventure on the open sea has been like an early present beneath the tree. Good tidings, good friends, and a December to remember.
This is December to remember, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. Merry Christmas.
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, we'll be adding some decorations to our Christmas tree here that we hope the critters will appreciate.
Plus, we'll join some friends on the Wicomico River for the Christmas Boat Parade. But first, did you know? The striped bass, or rockfish, is among the most celebrated fish species common to both Maryland and Virginia. And both states honor the fish in different ways. We'll tell you how when we come back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, Shorts Marine, Shooter's Choice, Sean Mann Outdoors, and Wink Sporting Goods. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back.
Get outdoors, Delmarva.
Hey, PJ, you want me to get your fish in the corner?
Did you know? The striped bass, or rockfish, is the official state fish of Maryland and the official state saltwater fish of Virginia.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Well, we're out back here with our special Christmas tree, and we're getting ready to decorate it with some pretty tasty stuff. It's going to be a useful Christmas tree for the birds and other woodland creatures that want to snack on it. We've made edible ornaments out of items like bird seed, peanut butter, lard, and raisins, and we're going to hang them on the tree for the wildlife to enjoy.
That looks tasty to me.
I don't know if you can hear it, but I think the birds have already taken notice. And we recently spent some time in the company of some good friends, a warm bonfire, and a floating road show that really put us in the holiday spirit.
It was all about the light recently at this house near Whitehaven that sits on the banks of the Wicomico River. It was late afternoon on a day just after Thanksgiving, and friends were gathering to enjoy another kind of light show that was soon to get underway.
Tonight is the Christmas boat parade on the Wicomico River, and they'll be coming from that way and heading that way into Salisbury. It's usually a cold night like tonight, and so I like to have a fire when I can, but it's pretty windy tonight, so I don't know.
The Wicomico Yacht Club's Christmas Boat Parade is celebrating its 25th year, and once again they're working with Toys for Tots to help brighten the holidays for Delmarva's youth. The flotilla will make its way up the river to deliver the donated toys and put on a show for revelers gathered on the banks. And luckily for our group, the wind has died down and the bonfire can be lit.
Perfect. Never need to use light or fluid or anything like that. I never use fossil fuels, just little newspaper.
This year's parade consists of 23 boats, and the level of detail is inspiring. From Christmas trees, to Santa's reindeer, to this jolly snowman.
Yeah, that's a lot of lights.
That's got a Christmassy theme.
The boat owners have outdone themselves with these beautiful displays.
Of course, Remington, the lone dog at the party, is obsessed with his own light show.
Supposedly it was trying to eat sparks.
Passing of the final boat, the Light Bite, the parade has moved up along the river, leaving this group glowing with the spirit of the holidays, although maybe not able to clearly express it.
Oh yeah, if you can interpret that.
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, it's a Christmas gift that'll have some saltwater anglers chomping at the bit.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
You can get 2 sets for the price of 1. Okay, but wait, there's more.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Hey, Captain Willie, Merry Christmas, my friend.
Hey, Mike, how'd that rock fishing trip go?
Oh man, it went great. Nothing like the month of December to reel in some of those big boys. Hey, speaking of big things, looks like you've been up to something pretty big here yourself. What do you got going on here?
Yeah, I thought I'd save us a little cleanup time in the cabin this year by bringing the tree outside.
Not a bad idea. Can't stand sweeping up all those needles anyway.
Yeah, you know, I spent a lot of time on this popcorn and grape creation here. I'd like to find out if the wildlife likes it.
Well, you know what? I had an idea you might be up to something big like this, so I'm already a step ahead of you. Check it out. Willie, I went ahead and set up this trail camera out here and pointed it right at your outdoor tree. This way, with all that food on there, with the infrared and the flash at night, we should be able to see if any critters come in and take a bite of your Christmas feast.
Can't wait to see if they like it.
Well, one thing everybody out there is sure to like is a Christmas gift idea that one of our fishing buddies out of Ocean City likes to work on during the off season here in the winter. Here's a gift. It's something you can really sink your teeth into.
Now, everybody who watches the show knows Captain Mark Sampson is our resident shark guru. And when he's not fishing for sharks or collecting valuable data for research, he's opened up the Delmarva branch of Santa's Workshop, right here in West Ocean City. Call it part taxidermy and part dental work for anglers who want to remember their catch of a lifetime.
We get the shark jaws in this fashion here, and then start removing the meat and expose these inner rows of teeth. Over here, a pot of hot water. Not boiling water. You do not want to boil these jaws, but what I'll actually do is soak them in here, and I'm going to scrape on them, use my spoon and my small paring knife, put them back in for another minute or 30 seconds and pull them out, and keep doing that repeatedly so we get everything off that we possibly can. Okay, now here I have in this cooler a couple sets of jaws, and they're soaking in a 50-50 solution of hydrogen peroxide and water. Average set of jaws will be in the peroxide solution anywhere from 12 to 48 hours. The next step will be to actually position the jaws in a fashion that we want them to dry and the way that it should look. Usually put a stick across the front and wire it in place. The drying then takes 5 days to maybe a week and a half at the most. And then once they're dried, and then we get to the, what I call the artsy stage. Okay, so here we are a couple weeks later. They're dried, they don't smell anymore. You see there's some damage. I can fill this with epoxy and other filler to make it look right. If we have a jaw that is missing some teeth or some broken teeth or something, I have a little supply of spare teeth here. You imagine your kids running under the tree and unwrapping, you know, a nice set of jaws. There's so many things you can do with a nice set of shark jaws during the holiday season.
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, Well, the new year is almost here, but before we say farewell to 2012, we've got to look back at some of our favorite adventures. We'll preview next week's special edition.
Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Hey, Mike, let's hang a couple of these fairly low here, because along with the birds, we want to see if we can catch some four-legged critters on that camera.
Absolutely. Good idea, Willie. Well, speaking of catching things on camera, I did want to remind everybody about what's coming up on next week's show. Of course, we're winding down 2012, and we're going to look back on some of our favorite adventures.
2012 has been a year filled with highlights, with some of the most amazing adventures we've ever experienced. So, next week, we're looking in the rear-view mirror. From the hunting adventures on land and at sea, to the amazing fishing adventures that made 2012 one of the most memorable ever.
Get outdoors, Delmarva.
But that's just the beginning. So we'll revisit the amazing science and conservation efforts happening in every corner of our community.
Another nice adult largemouth.
And we couldn't say farewell to 2012 without looking back on some of the adventures that took us to new places and new heights. So join us next week for this special edition of Outdoors Delmarva, the best of 2012.
Coming up next on Outdoors Delmarva, your latest viewer videos and pictures.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by Shorts Marine. This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, Shorts Marine, Shooter's Choice, Sean Mann Outdoors, and Wink Sporting Goods.
Before we take a look at the pictures and videos sent in by our own Outdoors Delmarva viewers, we're going to take a look at our trail cam to see if anything's been chowing down on our tree.
Well, Willie, by the look of these pictures, your design for this outdoor Christmas tree was pretty sly. Take a look at this. We had a beautiful gray fox stop by for an early holiday feast one night. The next night, this red fox made an appearance. And for better or for worse, we even got a visit from a feral cat. But I think in all it proves that having a trail cam with an outdoor Christmas tree can be a lot of fun.
Right, Mike. And now let's take a look at those viewer videos and pictures.
And we'll begin with a picture that we showed you briefly last week when angler Ben Smith of Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, hooked up the pending Delaware State Record striped bass while surf fishing from the beach at Delaware Seashore State Park. Well, this week, Denrec has confirmed that this monster fish, measuring 51 inches long, 30 inches in girth, and 52 pounds, is now officially the new Delaware State Record striper. Congratulations. Jessica Brown is just 17 years old, but she's got a trophy of a lifetime in this 14-point buck harvested while hunting on the Council Farm in Cordova, Maryland. It's Jessica's second buck, taken with a 20 gauge. Kate Hurley of Eden, Maryland, had a great time fishing with Captain Harry Neal aboard the Kingfish 2 recently. This rockfish proves that big things tend to happen when the bite is on in December. Grady Wilson of Dorchester County passed along this picture of a sika deer that he caught on camera. Now, anyone who hunts this species knows that they're sneaky, so it's always great to see one. Well, this picture comes courtesy of our friend Alan Sklar of Ocean City, and it's great to see some catch and release being practiced out on the surf, too. Pictured here is Captain Max Simpson of Ocean City, putting one back to the waters off of Assateague Island. Pam Ayers of Princess Anne shares this picture of a regular visitor to her backyard. This woodpecker seems to have found a favorite tree. And this week, we get another glimpse into the holiday traditions of the Wynn family out of Wicomico County. The gang first set out to cut down a tree at Nichols Tree Farm near Hebron, then headed back to the home butcher shop to grind up some sausage they'll sure to be enjoy on Christmas morning. Well, we love sharing your outdoors videos and pictures here on the show. You can send them by email to mparker@wboc.com. And make sure to like us on Facebook, too. And you can post those videos and pictures right to the Outdoors Delmarva Facebook page.
Well, Mike, next time it'll be just about the new year, and we're going to celebrate by taking a look at our favorite adventures from 2012.
Yeah, we hope you tune in for our special episode, The Best of 2012, this time next week. So until then, for my partner, Captain Willie Dykes, I'm Mike Parker, wishing you a Merry Christmas and reminding you to get outdoors, Delmarva. Merry Christmas, Willie.
Merry Christmas, Mike.